Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sabina. I'm your personal trainer, nutritionist, and pregnancy and postpartum athleticism coach. Today's episode is exciting. I love all things around training, and we are going to talk specifically about glutes, how to train them, and why to train them during pregnancy and postpartum. I'm gonna share with you everything that goes beyond the aesthetic, because usually when we think about training the glutes, we think about aesthetic, and yes, it's good to have nice looking bum, but this is go way beyond aesthetic. We're talking about function and how glutes can support us during the pregnancy, birth, and postpartum. So also I'm going to share with you some exercises, tips on how you can modify exercises throughout each trimester, and how you can after start progressing in your postpartum recovery. So let's dive into it. Before that, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any more great content. So let's talk about glutes, why they are so important. Firstly, we have to understand that glutes are quite large muscle group that are made up from three muscles. We have gluteus maximus, which is the superline, the largest part of the glutes, and we have gluteus medius and gluteus minimus that are unlying under the gluteus maximus. Now, these three muscles surrounding the pelvis from the posterior side, and they are like a huge key player because they surround the pelvis, they're connecting basically upper and lower body, and they have huge function in many different things that I'm going to tell you right now. So firstly, let's talk about specifically pregnancy and postpartum. Glutes provide stability and alignment. So having glutes, strong glutes that supporting your pelvis and hip during the changes as you go through the pregnancy, because when you start to growing your baby, what we tend to see is anterior pelvic tilt. You basically tilting your pelvis forward, your glutes are go behind, and they tend to get weaker. This is not ideal, but it's obviously challenging during pregnancy, but it still can be manageable. You still can be a little bit aware of your posture and try to provide support for your body by training the glutes and being aware of your posture as your body is changing. Now glutes, because they are surrounding the pelvis, they help to produce and absorb the force, which is super important, not just during the exercise, but also during daily activities. And they are supporting functional movement, your daily movement, things like walking, standing, sitting, and obviously exercise, squatting, all these kind of things. Glutes are involved. Now they're also involved during the birth because, as I said, they surround the pelvis, so they're creating the force during the labor when you're pushing your baby out, and during the postpartum recovery, from same reason, they supporting the pelvis, help to reestablish the pelvic floor stability and improve posture, and just help you to be pain-free and symptom-free. So obviously, first sign of having weak glutes during pregnancy and postpartum is the posture. So as a trainer, when I look at someone, I see immediately what is the issue by looking at your pelvic position. So when we have weak glutes, we usually tend to see the anterior pelvic tilt, when your pelvis is tilted forward and your glutes basically are like stick out. This is not ideal. As I said, it can cause some pelvic floor dysfunctions. So we want to keep the glutes strong. Now, when we talk about strong glutes, there is also the other side of spectrum that can be also extreme. Strong glutes can be also too tense, too tight, or hypertonic, which is not ideal for labor as well, because you kind of need to be able to push, but at the same time to relax in between the contractions. So when your pelvic floor or glutes are too tight, you doesn't allow your body to relax and just basically let your cervix open up more, which can be issue during the pushing phase during the labor. Now, during the postpartum, too tight or hypertonic pelvic floor can cause pelvic floor dysfunctions like incontinence, because your glutes are too tight all the time. So basically, when they should absorb the force, they can't do it anymore because they are engaged all the time. So we have to be able to use them properly when we need to. So let's talk about how pregnancy affects your glutes. First, obviously, is weight gain and postural changes. So as you're growing your baby, the first thing we see is the anterior pelvic tilt, pelvis tilted forward, the glutes are behind, and they get weaker due to postural changes, and we are not engaging them properly. Second thing are hormone changes, and specifically this is hormone core relaxin, which is released during the pregnancy to provide pelvic flexibility, preparing you for the labor. After we have birth, so all the muscles surrounding the pelvis, including glutes and pelvic floor, they go through the massive stretch. So after giving birth, we need some proper rehab plan to help our muscles strengthen again and provide the support to our pelvis and pelvic floor. So glutes might get weaker due to childbirth, also due to hormonal changes. So if you're breastfeeding, your body has huge nutritional demands to provide for the milk production and breastfeeding. So this is why our glutes can get weaker, because our bodies start to breaking down the tissue, getting all the nutrients from our bodies. This is why the nutrition is super important as well. Then we have diastasis recti, which is abdominal separation that happens to 100% of women in their third trimester. After, we have to obviously keep in mind the level of diastasis, because if untreated, it can obviously cause pelvic floor and core instability, causing pelvic floor dysfunctions and obviously affecting the glutes as well. So now when you have some kind of understanding about the function of the glutes and why it's important to train them during the pregnancy and postpartum, let's talk about some specific exercises you can keep on your plan throughout each trimester and then also progress towards in the postpartum. First exercise is the glute bridge. Super easy, great for pregnancy and postpartum. There are many modifications we can do. You can do body weight, which obviously would be first touch point in the postpartum. You can do dumbbell, you can do barbell, or you can use bands. You can use band across your knees, which will help you to train your abductors as well. And you can also use Pilates ball, which is actually great for pregnancy and postpartum. Because when you lift your hips, squeezing the glutes on the top, you're also putting the pressure against the ball, engaging your inner thighs, your adductors, which are important for pelvic floor stability as well. Then second modification of the glute bridge would be hip thrust, which might be a little bit more comfortable during the pregnancy because you are not lying on your back for a prolonged period of time, because some people find it uncomfortable. So you can lie against the bench, and then again you can do body weight, you can use dumbbell. Barbell, again, it's very controversial. I see some pregnant women do barbell hip thrust. I stopped doing barbell hip thrust in probably week 20 when my bum started to grow a little bit. I just didn't find it comfortable, but I switched to dumbbell, to heavy dumbbell. I hold it just below my hips and it felt pretty good. Also, same like with the glute bridge, you can use the bands or you can use the Pilates ball. Now on top of that, it's good to have some kind of single leg variation, so you can try single leg glute bridge or hip thrust, which is great to work on balance, coordination or imbalances. Next exercise is squat. Obviously, it's a great exercise to have on the training plan during the pregnancy and postpartum. During the pregnancy, to decrease the range of motion, feel more supported, we can use the box as a box squat, and then we can obviously switch from barbell to dumbbell, body weight, all these different things and modifications. But it's good to have it on the plan because squat is compound exercise. It's working your quads, glutes, your core, so you kind of learning how to use your breath as well, supporting your body and pelvic floor. One great variation of squat is Smith machine squat, which can provide extra stability, so you feel more safe, you feel more controlled, and you can also hit better range of motion. It can be more comfortable during the pregnancy because you can find more yourself supported during the more wide stance as you growing your bump and just feel more comfortable. Now same again here, some single leg variation will be lunge or split squat. So different variations, you can do dumbbell, Bulgarian split squat, reverse lunge, front lunge, walking lunge, whatever feels good. You can also play with the range of motion, so how deep you go, but also how further step you take, which can help you to provide more balance and coordination and stability and just feel more confident. Now next exercise would be any variation of the hinge. So deadlift, Romanian deadlift, dumbbell deadlift, barbell deadlift, machine deadlift. As you grow your baby during the pregnancy, it's obviously good to switch to the sumo stance, and then during the pregnancy again you can try whatever feels good, but definitely hinge is must have on your training plan. It's again compound exercise that trains also your core, upper body, your back, lower back, and obviously your glutes and hamstrings specifically. Also, we have single leg Romanian deadlift variation, which is great to isolate the glutes and also for the imbalances and coordination and balance on each side. And next exercise will be kneeling hip thrust. So this is great as well for postpartum and for later pregnancy. Also helps to train your core and pelvic for coordination with breath. So I would definitely recommend to have this exercise in your early postpartum or late pregnancy. Next up is step up. So again, great functional unilateral exercise to definitely have on your plan. Whether you are pregnant and postpartum, it's great to help you build strong glutes, provide balance, coordination, and stability. And also it elevates your heart rate, which can serve you as some short form of cardio, specifically in your late pregnancy. There are different variations. You can do front step up, you can do lateral step up, you can do cross step up, which also help you to maybe target more adductors or abductors at the same time. So last two exercises, next will be clamshell. So this is great as well to work in the abductors, isolating the gluteus medius and minimus specifically. You can use the balance as well. You can progress into plank. You can also add the internal rotation. So these are different modifications you have to do. Great for late pregnancy and early postpartum. And last one would be donkey kick or kickback. So this again, it's good for activation the glutes. It really helps you to kind of work your core as well while maintaining the neutral pelvis and engaging the core unilaterally. So again, working the imbalances while providing the pelvic floor and core stability and coordination. So these are the great exercises for pregnancy and postpartum. I definitely recommend to have on the plan. If you want my free guide that talking about all these exercises in more detail, download the guide, link in the link. You can download the guide in the link below from the show notes. You can also get in touch with me on the Instagram or here in the comments with any questions you might have. Now I thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to don't miss any more great content, and I talk to you soon.